Welcome to Listen and Grow Books. Today we're diving into one of the most influential psychology books of all time. Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini. This book has sold millions of copies for a reason. It explains why we say yes and how to use that understanding ethically. Cialdini spent years studying the techniques used by marketers, salespeople, politicians, and even cult recruiters. What he uncovered were 6 universal principles of influence, and one more he added later. Let's explore them, one by one, with real-world examples and practical takeaways. Reciprocation. We feel compelled to return favours. Have you ever received a free sample at a store and then felt obligated to buy something? That's reciprocity at work. Humans are hardwired to return kindness. If someone gives to us, we feel a deep urge to give something back, even if we didn't ask for it. In restaurants, Cialdini found that waiters who offered a mint with the bill got better tips. Offer 2 mints with a smile and a personal comment. Tips soared over 20%. The principle shows up in marketing too. Free ebooks, webinars, or helpful advice often make us feel inclined to reciprocate with a purchase, share, or subscription. In influence, give first, but give genuinely, without expectation. That's when reciprocity works best. Commitment and consistency. Small steps lead to bigger agreements. People want to be consistent with what they've previously said or done. Once we commit, especially in public, we feel pressure to follow through. In one experiment, researchers asked homeowners to place a tiny "Be a Safe Driver" sticker in their window. A week later, the same people were far more likely to agree to a huge lawn sign with the same message. Why? They had already taken a small stand and didn't want to seem inconsistent. That's why successful apps ask for little commitments. Log one meal, track one workout, click one button. Each act reinforces a self-image. I'm someone who cares about this. Even in relationships or negotiations, starting with a small, agreeable point can lay the groundwork for deeper commitment later on. If you want to influence behaviour, help people start small. A tiny yes can snowball into meaningful change. Social proof. We look to others when uncertain. When we're not sure what to do, we copy what others are doing, especially people who seem similar to us. Cialdini tested this in hotels. One sign said, "Please reuse towels to help the environment." Another said, "Most guests in this room reuse their towels." The second one worked much better. Think about websites that display how many users signed up today, or restaurants with a line outside. Reviews, testimonials, and user numbers all serve one purpose: to show you that others have already made the decision you're considering. Even small social signals, like a product labelled bestseller, can be enough to sway us. We trust the crowd. If you're trying to persuade, show how others, especially peers or relatable people, have already said yes. Liking. We're persuaded by people we like. We say yes to people we like. And who do we like? People who are friendly, similar to us, and who make us feel good. In Tupperware parties, people didn't buy because of the plastic containers. They bought because their friend was hosting. That social bond made a huge difference. Likability works everywhere, from sales to leadership to dating. If someone pays us a compliment, remembers our name, or shares a personal story, we feel more connected. Even small touches, like mirroring body language or finding shared interests, can boost the sense of rapport. Being persuasive doesn't mean being pushy, it means being human. Smile more. Find common ground, ask questions, listen actively. Influence follows connection. Authority. We trust experts and symbols of expertise. We tend to follow people who seem like experts, whether they truly are or not. In one chilling study, participants obeyed a man in a lab coat who told them to deliver electric shocks to another person, even when it went against their conscience. Why? Because he looked and sounded like an authority. Today, authority shows up in subtle ways: job titles, uniforms, credentials, or just the way someone speaks. Think about websites that display "as seen on Forbes" or doctors with diplomas on their wall. These cues influence us more than we realize. We even tend to give more credibility to people with confident body language and clear articulation, even if their message is the same. If you're trying to build trust, show your knowledge, but do it humbly. And when someone tries to persuade you, ask yourself, are they truly an expert, or just wearing the costume of one? Scarcity. Limited availability increases desire. We want more of what we can have less of. Scarcity makes things feel valuable, even if they weren't that special to begin with. When British Airways announced they were cancelling their Concorde flight, ticket sales spiked. Nothing changed, except the perception of scarcity. This principle fuels flash sales. Only 3 left messages and countdown timers on websites. Scarcity activates fear of missing out, so we act fast, sometimes without thinking. It's why collectible items, limited editions, or exclusive access tend to carry more weight, even when the function is the same. The key is to use scarcity ethically. Only say something is limited if it really is. Artificial scarcity can backfire and damage trust. Genuine scarcity, honestly communicated, can help people make timely decisions. Unity. We trust people who are one of us. Cialdini's 7th principle is newer but powerful. Unity. We are more likely to be influenced by people we consider part of our tribe. In one study, fundraisers increased donations simply by saying, "We're alumni too." It created instant connection. Unity isn't about pretending, it's about discovering shared identity. If you and your client both grew up in the same city or support the same cause, mention it. Those common threads matter. This goes beyond demographics. It's about shared purpose, language, or experience. When someone says, "You get me," they're more open to what comes next. When people feel like you're on the same side, persuasion happens faster, with less resistance. Final thoughts. Influence is human. These principles, reciprocation, commitment, social proof, liking, authority, scarcity, and unity, are rooted in human nature. They shape our choices, often beneath the surface. Used ethically, they help you lead, sell, teach, and connect. They help you communicate with intention and protect yourself from manipulation. So next time you're in a situation where persuasion matters, remember, lead with generosity, build small agreements, highlight the crowd, be warm, share your expertise, communicate urgency, and always connect through shared identity. If this message resonated with you, please like and subscribe to Listen and Grow Books. And if you're curious to explore more, consider picking up Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion by Robert B. Cialdini, using the link below. Until next time, stay intentional, stay aware, and stay influential.